and welcome to the Tactics Board. It's been international break. We've had a week off. Karl thinks he's got away with not talking about the Manchester derby, but he hasn't. Karl, how are you feeling?
I mean, if this was filmed last week, I would have been in a massive strop. But I've had like a week, 2 weeks to get over it. I went to the game. It was just rubbish, wasn't it? I mean, as much as I want Ollie to do well, mate, I'll back him whilst he's a manager. But it just feels like the writing's on the wall for him, doesn't it? How are you feeling? More importantly, after the derby, you buzzing?
Absolutely wonderful, mate. I'm still buzzing. I'm just annoyed at myself because I got so nervous in the build-up to it. If you remember the show we did the week before. Yeah. I got so nervous that I didn't enjoy the game. And then when it got to the end of the game, I was like, oh, I wish I could just do it all over again, you know. And
I must admit, like, I liked the best bit, and I use that in quotation marks, was I actually quite liked watching Phil Foden. I've not seen him live other than for England. I was just kind of, when I realised this game is dead for us, I was just watching Phil Foden and it was mint. And obviously it's from Manchester. He's up for the wrong side of Manchester, of course. But I just love watching him. He was great. Fair play. Take it. Let's move on.
Well, I'm wearing my City jacket today, obviously.
I've noticed.
Because it's a really nice jacket, and also just so you have to look at it constantly throughout the show. So welcome back, everybody. This is our show with the footy accumulators for the Sky Sports Fantasy League. If you want to join our league, the code is 9976717. We'd love you to come and join. Right, Karl, before we get into the team of the week, how did you do? What points? I'm going to get mine up now. What points did you get last week, and where are you in the league?
Oh, this is the bit. This is the 10th minute.
This is my favourite bit.
I got 62 points.
Decent. Okay.
I figured this out. When you say decent, that means you got slightly more.
No, I didn't.
Have you not? How many points did you get?
What week was that? What week did I get 99 points? Hold on. Mate, I got 99 points.
Was it?
Mate, I got 99 points. I didn't even realise. Hold on, it was definitely game week 13, wasn't it?
Yeah, last game week, yeah.
Oh yeah, because obviously I've got Concello and I had him as captain, so I got 44 points.
Oh, you got 40 points with that, yeah.
I forgot. I got 99 points, mate.
So I'm 342nd in the league now, so you must be flying. You must be way above me.
293.
Oh my God! Oh my word! Right,
mate, that is purely down to Concello, having Concello as your captain.
It was in my team, but I couldn't captain him going into a derby week, could I?
You should have done 44 points. Is what you got me.
Yeah, fair play. Fair play.
Do you know what? I honestly forgot how many points I had. That wasn't even a setup for me rubbing my points into it. I genuinely forgot how many points I got.
I've got some work to get going on. I'm oh my word.
Yeah, you are, mate. I'm really happy with my team now. I think I'm really at a point where I'm really pleased with, really settled with my team. So
I'm buzzing for you. Well done. Yeah.
Thanks, mate. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to go. It's not even Christmas yet, but
yeah, good start. Very good start.
Good start. If you want to join our league, you'll instantly be able to see if you are above or below Karl and I. So the code is 9976717. Right, let's get into the team of the week, shall we, mate? So, looking there at the goalkeeper, I'm going to get the team of the week up now, but I know that the goalkeeper was Mccarthy.
Yeah, Southampton's Alex Mccarthy, who got you 11 points. He got you a clean sheet. He got you extra points for saves. And I must admit, Natalie, when I was looking at McCarthy, I kind of thought that this is a one-off for him being in the team of the week. But then I checked his points. He's the third highest scoring goalkeeper in front of Ederson, in front of Alisson, De Gea, Lloris. It's nuts. At £6.5 million, he's so cheap as well. He must have just gone under the radar. He's only been selected by 0.5% of players. So this is a player who slipped under our radar, your radar, pretty much everyone's. He must have just been there or thereabouts week in, week out. It's nuts.
Yeah, that's mega. What I noticed with him as well is this week, obviously, he started and he got the clean sheets. Now, there was quite a few keepers that started and kept clean sheets last week. But what was the difference for him is those vital bonus points. So he got the bonus points for the amount of saves that he made, so which put him into the top. Also, Southampton seem to really be clicking now. They seem to start, like they're getting into their groove now. And we've got Norwich up next. So he's definitely a great shout for a cheaper keeper at the minute.
Yeah, a cheaper keeper. I like that. A cheaper keeper. At £6.5 million as well, he's drastically cheaper as well. And I was shocked, like I said, when I saw how many points he got and how cheap he is. Yeah, he's worth putting in your side. If you want to kind of restrict some money elsewhere and use it elsewhere, get him as your keeper. He'll get you points week in, week out.
Definitely. So he's one of 2 Southampton players in the team of the week this week. And there's also 3 players from the mighty Crystal Palace. Yeah. So in defence, you've got 2 defenders from Palace, with Kouyaté and Ward both getting in. Now, Palace are on an unbeaten run now, 6 games, Karl. And did you know they're just 2 points sitting behind your Manchester United in the league now?
Yeah, I did know they were pretty close to us, unfortunately. But I mean, it's getting a bit of a thing, isn't it? Week in, week out now, we're seeing Palace players in the team of the week. I mean, Palace have made such a good start to the season under Vieira. Like you say, 10th with 15 points. They're very close to us. And if you look at their fixtures coming up, they've got Burnley, Villa, Leeds. They're decent fixtures, you know. So they'll be looking to extend on that. So if you haven't got any Palace players in your side at the moment, I'm thinking Conor Gallagher to be one. You should have him in your side. Get him in your side now because it's a good time to do it.
Yeah, that's such a shout. So in terms of the defenders then that were in the team of the week, Ward has got starting 11 clean sheets, and he's picked up the tackles bonus 2, which is 3 points for the amount of tackles he put in that game against Wolves. Obviously, they beat Wolves 2-0 in that game. So he's one of the 2 defenders that are in the team of the week from Palace.
Yes, and then the next defender, and I'll let you talk about him because João Concello, we've already spoke about him already. 22 points he got me, but he got you what, 44?
44, mate.
Ugh. God.
44 points from my man, João Concello. Oh my God. How unbelievable was he, by the way, in that game? So he started, he got 6 points for assists, 2 assists there. And when the own goal went in, I was immediately like, do I get points for that? Do I get points for that? Yeah. Is that an assist? Do I get points for that? And yes, I did. Clean sheets points. He was man of the match on our game. He got bonus passes for bonus points for passes, bonus points for tackles, bonus points for shots. Literally, I don't think he could have picked up any more points unless he got some goals.
I think, did he get a yellow card? He dropped
-1.
He got a yellow card because I saw him get a yellow card, and when I realised the game was over, I was like, oh well, at least he's getting some points. I mean, that was the only positive I could take from the game. But for me, he's been one of City's key attacking strengths this season, which is great in terms of fantasy football when he's classed as a defender, innit? And he's like the 2nd highest scoring player in the game, in the entire game.
A definite one that should be in everybody's starting 11. So he is in 72% of the top 1,000 teams, only selected 22.8% overall, which is nuts, really.
Yeah.
72% of the top 1,000. He is getting points every week. The only game he didn't pick points up was in the Liverpool game, and that's because he got a card and a goal conceded. He ended up on 0. But every other week he's picking up points. He's pretty much a guaranteed starter for City at the minute. I can't see us playing without him at the minute.
Yeah.
So I think you have to have him in your team. He just should be in your team. You've got to get him in your team. And there's a few in the team of the week this week. But obviously Salah, you've got to have in your team. João Concello, you've got to have in your team.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll speak about another player that I think you've got to have in your team that we kind of alluded to a bit earlier on. But Let's move on to our final defender now, Natalie. Ben White, 10 points, clean sheet for Arsenal, extra points for passes. And now Arsenal's side, Natalie, is just full of English talent, innit? They've got Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, Ramsdale, Ben White. I mean, it's great to see that their kind of rejuvenation under Arteta is being spearheaded by that English talent sort of thing. It's great for them. But did you hear what I want to talk to you about Arsenal, and this is kind of what I wanted to speak to you about, is did you hear the rumours this week about Sterling wanting to join Arsenal potentially? Do you think, and if you didn't, do you think it would be a good fit? Do you think
I've not heard that. The only rumours I keep hearing are that Sterling to Barcelona. I've not heard Sterling to Arsenal. I think that's really interesting because obviously he's a Londoner, so he'd be going home. I think, obviously, Arsenal not in Europe. Is Raheem Sterling's goal to play in Europe? So if he's going to be going there, he's going to be with the intention that he's going to get them into Europe next season. If he wants to be playing regularly in the England team, he wants to be playing, which he does do phenomenally. he's going to want to be playing at the very top level. He's going to want Champions League football at minimum, if not Europa League. So can Arsenal get there? And right now, I think there's a good chance. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to contend, aren't they? So actually, the more I think about it, I think that would probably be a decent move for him.
I think he just wants to go somewhere. With Qatar coming up, that he will play week in, week out. So I think...
And he obviously will know Arteta.
Exactly. You know Arteta, he's got that relationship from when he was at City. So I think that is probably why he's out there. But we'll see. We'll see if he moves.
I'd rather he just hit form for City, just to make it clear. If he just got back to the form of 2, 3, 4 seasons ago, where he was absolutely phenomenal, one of our best players. That, you know, the amount of goals he scored like a few seasons ago is insane. So I'd like him to get back to form with us. But if for any reason, you know, he feels like he can't or whatever, then I think Arsenal's a decent move. Yeah.
He is a United fan as well, don't forget. So I don't know. He is.
What?
If you Google it, when he was a kid, he's a United fan. I swear.
Mate, don't trust everything you Google.
But just taking it back to fantasy football, I know Natalie's going to Google that straight after this, but it's true, honestly. Take it back to fantasy football. Arsenal have got tricky fixtures coming up. They've got Liverpool, Newcastle, and then United coming up. So is now the right time to put an Arsenal player in your side? Maybe worth thinking about.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of Ben White, he's just in incredible form, you know, under Arteta, and I'm really pleased for him because he had a lot of doubters at the start of the season. A lot of people questioned it, and then obviously didn't start. First couple of games didn't start brilliantly. Well, he silenced them. He's absolutely and utterly silenced his critics. So, really happy for Ben White. Okay, so we're moving on now into midfield, and it is a 5-man midfield, which I've noticed. I've now changed mine to a 5-man midfield. I think that's the formation, you know, 5 in midfield. That's where the points are.
Yeah, I think I've got 3 up front now, and we've said it for the past few weeks. I'm going to drop, I think I've got Aubameyang up front. I think I'm going to drop him and swap him for a midfielder. Maybe I'll stay Arsenal vibe and stay Emile Smith-Rowe, perhaps. But yeah, I think you're right.
I sold Tony, mate. Ivan Tony. I've had him all season. He's gone.
Well, it's worked. You got 99 points last week, so I can't say anything to you, can I? Do you know what I mean? I'm absolutely fuming. Let's talk about fantasy football for everyone else, shall we? The team of the week, midfielder, Trossard, Brighton's Trossard, who got you 14 points this week. He got you 11 points last week against Liverpool. He got you a goal, man of the match award, extra points for shots. And also, Natalie, if you look at those fixtures for Brighton, they've got some decent fixtures coming up. Villa, Leeds, West Ham. So any of their players, if you're thinking about him, they might be worth a look.
Yeah, so that's his second week in a row that he's made the team of the week. And he's from what I've seen, from what I've read, he's been moved into more of a central position this season for Brighton, which seems to have really worked for him. So he's having a cracking season so far, and a cracking last 2 game weeks. Team of the week for him. And then moving on to the next man in midfield. Is this the first Newcastle player, or have we had St. Maximin in this team?
Yeah.
Or is he the first Newcastle player of the season?
No, we've had St. Maximin in a few times early on in the season, but this is the first Newcastle player we've had in the team for quite a while now. I mean, Isaac Hayden, he got you 11 points, got you a goal, extra points for tackles. But Natalie, now Newcastle are now joint bottom with 5 points with Norwich. I mean, Eddie Howe's got a massive task on his hands. This transfer window is going to be huge for Newcastle, isn't it?
Yeah, but is it a time now then to get some Newcastle players with the new manager coming in? Are they going to get a bump? They've got Brentford at the weekend, then they've got Arsenal, then they've got Norwich, Burnley, Leicester. So not a fairly decent run of fixtures. Could this now be the time to get some Newcastle players? I don't know, maybe not, but if you think, if you're a Newcastle fan, now is the time. And in terms of Hayden, what I love most about his points, the 11 points, is that he picked up bonus points for tackles and he scored a goal. So he's that midfielder at the minute that is protecting the back four, that is fighting there in the middle to protect his defence, but then is being a leader and going up the other end of the park and scoring as well. And I absolutely love that from a midfielder. And from what I see on Twitter, the Newcastle fans seem to really like him because of his work rate and his attitude. So great week for Hayden there.
He can absolutely do it all, can't he? And let's move on to another midfielder who can absolutely do it all. And this is the guy who each week in, week out, I look for his performances. It's Conor Gallagher, who got...
Gotta get him in.
I mean, he got you 18 points this week. He also got a call up to England. He got you 13 points versus Wolves. He got you 18 points versus City. He's the third highest scoring player in the game.
Is he
now, Natalie? Is he the most informed player in the league right now? Like, who else is more informed than him? Would you say João Concello, maybe?
João Concello, Bernardo Silva,
Emil Smith-Rowe? He's up there.
But he's definitely up there.
Oh, isn't he? But I feel sorry for Palace fans, because obviously he's playing so well for Palace, and he's not going to stay, is he? I mean, he's not.
We'll give him the season at least.
He'll stay this season, of course. But I think Chelsea it came out the other week that Chelsea refused an option to buy in that kind of negotiations there, and he's going to be so much more expensive now he's played for England. But if you look at that, he's selected by only 13% of players, but 83% of top 1K teams have him in. So
get him in your team.
Why aren't you selecting him? There is literally no reason you can't select him. He's dead cheap. He gets you points. If you've not got him in, you should put him in. Like, it's not as if, oh no, squeeze it. Put him in your side. Like,
if you're not paying attention to the league as a whole, if you're not watching our show, or if you're not like watching like football highlight shows, he's not a big name, is he? So he might have gone, and Tom's played for England, he might have gone under the radar. But for those who are the top 1,000 that are doing this, properly, we are trying, which we're paying attention, Karl. We both have him, 83% of the top 1,000 teams. So you've got to have Salah, you've got to have Concello, and you've got to have Conor Gallagher in your team.
Yeah, I agree. Have you got those three?
I have. Have you?
I have. Yeah, I have. I've had them. I think I put Conor Gallagher in last week or the week before, and that made my kind of triplet come together. Yeah. And I think you're right. I think they're the three that you need to have.
Is that the only? I think that's the three. I think everybody should have that. There's nobody else at the minute. I think you have to have.
No, there's a few goalkeepers, isn't there? I kind of like Edouard Mendy, but then I think, well, he's not someone you have to have. He doesn't stand out week in, week out. Do you know what I mean? And you always think, oh, maybe a Chelsea defender, but then again, which Chelsea defender?
Which one? Yeah.
So, you're probably right. Those three players.
Right, then we're moving on to a West Ham player, because obviously West Ham had that absolutely incredible result that made us both happy. Yeah. Beating Liverpool 3-2. What a week. It topped off such a weekend for me, obviously, with Chelsea dropping points, us thrashing you, Liverpool losing. What a weekend for us, and what a weekend for him as well. He's been a revelation this season for them. I did notice though that he didn't play midweek in the international, so there is an injury doubt on him. So that is one to pay attention to if you have him or you're thinking of having him. But again, another player, the West Ham fans love him because of his attitude and his work rate. And great week.
He got you a goal, he got you an assist, he got you a man of the match performance. I mean, I watched that game. It was a great game.
Yeah.
I mean, Liverpool were out-muscled, they were outclassed in that game, and West Ham took advantage. But to be fair, if you're being fair to Liverpool, which I'm often not, but if you are, you could tell their players were still suffering from that game against Atletico Madrid in the week. It's not an excuse, but you could tell they were a bit leggy from that game, from watching it. And West Ham took advantage, so fair play.
Is that your excuse for getting thumped in the derby because you were leggy after Atalanta?
No, I don't have an excuse. Our excuse was tactically we were rubbish, players were rubbish. So yeah, let's move on quickly, shall we, to our final midfielder, Harvey Vans. 10 points. He got you a goal, extra points for shots. And again, he did get a knock in that Leeds game. So I think currently, last time I checked, he had like an orange warning against him.
He's still got the orange warning, 75% chance of playing.
Keep an eye on that before you put him in the side. I think his expected return date was the 20th, which is this weekend, whether he will or not. But Natalie, again, I had kind of a preconceived idea of what I wanted to speak about when we speak about Leicester. Whilst we're here to talk about Leicester, what's your opinion on Brendan Rodgers? I mean, he was once rumoured, before you slag him off, he was once rumoured to replace Pep, wasn't he, at City? So
mate, I wouldn't be totally against it. Honestly, what bewilders me is the negativity towards Rodgers. I think he's an excellent manager. I think he's a brilliant coach. He gets the absolute best out of his players. I mean, you only have to look to that season he had at Liverpool, was when Suarez had like his best ever season under Brendan Rodgers. He did it at Celtic, the treble. And I don't care what people say, it's just Scotland. He won the treble. I think he's so disrespected that I think he's a really good manager. And I think if he replaced Ollie, that would be a great move for Manchester United, and I hope it doesn't happen.
I was thinking there's a punch coming here somewhere. There it was. But no, I suppose you're right, because he does promote youth, which would fit Manchester United, doesn't he? And to be honest, he was the name I originally liked when obviously the name started getting bandied around for people to replace Solskjaer. Conte was there, Zidane, Rodgers, but I just didn't know if I'm just choosing Brendan Rodgers because he's the best of the bunch that are available. I think there's a clause in his contract that allows him to join a Champions League club, which the Glazers would like, which would make him a little bit cheaper. But yeah, Brendan Rodgers fits. It's just that Liverpool link that sticks in United fans' throats.
Would that really be a deal breaker for you though?
At this moment in time, probably not, because there's not many managers available, is there? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's not our manager. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is, so we're supporting him. Let's get that out of our minds. Let's go. Let's move on to our final player.
Okay. Yes, and our final player, and I'm made up with this one, and it is Armstrong for Southampton. Now, I was a really big fan of him in the Championship. I think I've said it on this show a few times. He was phenomenal in the Championship last season, and he hasn't really got going. He hasn't got to those levels with Southampton yet. So he scored, and it was his first goal at St Mary's for Southampton. He hadn't scored for 10 games, so absolutely made up for him that he scored. So he started, he got the goal, and he was man of the match. And I just really hope for him and for Southampton now, because I like Southampton, a really decent team, that he kicks on now, and this is the start of his Premier League career.
Yeah, no, because you kind of touted him at the start of the season. I remember you saying him, and I was looking at him just before we started filming this. And he's on a total of 40 points, right? And that is more than Harry Kane, than Romelu Lukaku, than Bobby Firmino.
Yeah.
So in terms of seasons, I know he's not scoring that many, but he's still got more points than those big hitters.
He's starting, he's clocked up a couple of assists, 2 goals now, a bonus for some shots along the way. So yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Yes. Lovely. So that's the team of the week for this week. Right, shall we do our ones to watch for the week? I really enjoy this bit because we end up picking, sometimes we pick obvious people and sometimes we pick really random people. So who are you going this week?
I don't know where my player this week comes under in that category. I don't know if he comes as a random one or a really obvious one. So my one to watch for this week is Harry Kane. And this is why. Let me explain. I mean, so far, Spurs this season, it's fair to say, they've not been great. Harry Kane's not been great. The whole City debacle has obviously still been in his mind. Thank you, Natalie. But just before the international break, obviously Conte came in, didn't they? And then there were reports that Harry Kane was really happy with that appointment. He was excited to get going. And Harry Kane would have seen that what Conte did for Romelu Lukaku's career in Serie A, and he'd be thinking that, I fancy a bit of that. Cut forward a week or so, then Kane goes on international break and scores 2 hat-tricks. Yes, I know what you're going to say. It was against poor opposition. You
can only score against the teams in front of you, right?
Exactly. And he did do that 3 times, both times. Do you know what I mean? So he's still getting his eye back in. And for me, this is all now coming to a head. And I just kind of think that someone is going to cop for it. And someone is going to be on the end of a Kane beating, or a caning, if you will, excuse the pun. And in this case, I think it's going to be Leeds. I'm not even going to stick my neck out. I think next week, Harry Kane is going to be in the team of the week. So for that reason, Harry Kane is my one to watch for this week. He's coming back in form. You watch.
Mate, I cannot believe it. He's in 42% of the top 1,000 teams.
I know.
So everybody, the people that know agree with you.
Yeah, and he's not been in the team of the week once this season. Not once. His time is now. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I hope so. I hope his time is now.
That might be one of the ones that I was doing. I know I said I'd take Aubameyang out for Emile Smith-Rowe. I don't think I have enough money to get Harry Kane in, but if I do, I'll put him in. I might do a bit of jiggery poking. Who is your one to watch, Natalie, for this week?
So, my one to watch for this week. Hold on, outfit change. Hold on.
What is it? Oh, Scotland. Oh, very nice. Smooth. Very smooth. I liked it.
Because it's been a great couple of weeks from both my team.
Yeah, you've done well. Yeah.
So my one to watch for this week is Shea Adams, aka Scotland's man of the match from the Denmark game. When we beat Denmark, did you know Denmark are the 10th best team in the world? 32 places ahead of Scotland. Don't know if you saw the game, Karl. Scotland were phenomenal. the best. This is the best Scotland team of my adult life. This is the most excited I felt for international football since the World Cup in 1998, which was the last time we were in a World Cup and I was in school. So Shea Adams, he worked so hard. Scotland fans love him. He works really hard for the team. But on Monday night, he scored in the 86th minute to seal a 2-0 victory over Denmark. And I don't know if you saw the game or you saw any highlights, Karl, but literally the roar after he scored in the 86th minute, you thought the roof was going to come off handed. So Shea Adams has got to be our one to watch. He scored a great goal a few weeks ago against Watford for Southampton. And so I'm hoping now that for him, that he can take the confidence that he's built by being with Scotland in these last couple of weeks, take it into the Premier League, take it for Southampton, and really start kicking on for Southampton now. So my one to watch, love you, it's Shay Adams.
I like that. We're both using the same tactics as well, aren't we? We're both hoping that they've had good international breaks, they're going to come in and kick on for the season. So yeah, same tactics, hopefully same results. You never know.
Yes, definitely. Lovely, there we go. That's it for this week, love. So who's your team got this weekend?
Who's my team? Manchester United.
Yeah, yes, Manchester United. Who have they got this weekend?
Manchester United have got Watford away.
Oh, okay.
I'm all right with that. 3 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday, Watford away. City, you've got Everton, and you're on the Sunday?
At home on the Sunday, yeah. So that's an interesting fixture for you guys. You really need to win that. You need to win that.
It's just going to be interesting times. The next few weeks for Manchester United fans is going to be interesting. Whatever's going to happen, if Ollie will stay, if Ollie will go, something's got to change, because that game, oh my word, when Fred went off, that was probably the only cheer that I heard in Old Trafford, and Donny van der Beek came on. What's happening with Donny van der Beek? That's another
Donny.
Oh, Natalie, I can't carry on, honestly.
Well, mate, is your Champions League game next Tuesday? Because by the next time we speak, you might be out of the Champions League.
No, we won't. Don't worry about that.
Cheers. Thanks, love, and thank you everybody for watching the Tactics Board. Remember, you can still join the Footy Accumulators League on Sky Sports Fantasy Football with the code 9976717. And best of luck for all of your picks this week.